Happy Tuesday everyone, it's Kyle here with another Mandalorian video. Episode 4 of The Mandalorian Sanctuary was epic, and it contained lots of Easter eggs from the Star Wars universe. I thought it would be really fun to break down some of these awesome moments in this video, so if you haven't seen the episode, this video does contain spoilers. Akira Kurosawa's 1954 The Seven Samurai was a big inspiration for the plot of Episode 4 Sanctuary. In the film Seven Samurai, the Seven Samurai defend a peaceful town from bandits. In this episode, we see the Mandalorian and Keira Dune team up with a similar plan to the Samurai's plan, in which they ambush and attack the raiders to draw them out into an open field of battle. The Mandalorian and Gina Carano's Keira Dune train these farmers and create reinforcements around the village, which is totally a direct connection to the Seven Samurai. It's really nice to see Bryce Dallas Howard, who directed this episode, help bridge this connection between Star Wars and Kurosawa's film, reimagining it in a new way. Kurosawa was also a major influence on George Lucas's original vision for Star Wars. Lucas borrowed a number of cues from The Hidden Fortress, even directly emulating a number of shots from Kurosawa's film. It also influenced the narrative choices like the structure of the film and the positioning of C-3PO and R2-D2 as viewpoint characters. We see this connection to the Hidden Fortress when the two villagers ask the Mandalorian for help. Now, while the farmers of Sorgon keep to themselves harvesting krill, they still know who the Mandalorians are and some of the culture's traditions and ways as well.
You are a Mandalorian, right?
Or at least wearing Mandalorian armor. That is Mandalorian armor, right? Read a lot about your people, tribe.
I found this very interesting because Omura seems to know quite a bit about the Mandalorians as well and definitely knows how to shoot a gun and defend herself. Omura, played by Julia Jones, is a fascinating character to say the least. You might have recognized her from Twilight or also Westworld, which I really enjoy, and there is a clear connection and distinct chemistry between her and the Mandalorian as soon as they're together on screen. When the Mandalorian and Keira are training the farmers, we see that she definitely knows how to shoot a blaster after she repeatedly hits the target dead on over and over. It's possible that she may have been part of the rebellion at some time and involved in the Galactic War, and we've already seen another character reference that they've been seeking peace from their previous lives in Quill. So it does make sense for her to seek a backwater planet like Sorgon if she wants to get away from the action. Like I referenced, she does know quite a bit about the Mandalorians, and she asks when the last time the Mandalorian took off his helmet. We see the Mandalorian say yesterday, but what she really meant was in front of someone else.
How long has it been since you've taken that off? I mean, in front of someone else.
This is when we get the bombshell that he hasn't taken it off since he was a child when the Mandalorian saved him, confirming that he isn't a Mandalorian by birth. Speaking of his helmet, we also find out in a conversation later on with Keira Dune that if a Mandalorian takes off their helmet in front of someone else, they can't put it back on.
So what happens if you take that thing off? They come after you and kill you?
No. You just can't ever put it back on again.
This seems to be part of the strict code of their tribe. This is the way. But we have to wonder, with such a fantastic actor as Pedro Pascal, if we might see him without a helmet at some point in the future. I, for one, would love to see this happen, but I also wouldn't be disappointed if it didn't happen, as he is doing a fantastic job at emoting through his body language and posture in the show. Also, we finally get the appearance of Gina Carano's character, Keira Dune, a former Rebel shock trooper. We get to hear a bit of her backstory in the conversation between her and the Mandalorian in the cantina. And what I found super interesting were these 2 points specifically. The first was she said she has fought against ex-Imperial warlords, which immediately made me think of the Mandalorian show version of a Nazi hunter. We have yet to see Moff Gideon, played by Giancarlo Esposito, and we have yet to have a real antagonist show up and take on the Mandalorian. But that is definitely coming with only 4 episodes left in the season. And secondly, she did also mention that there's a bounty on her head which could be related to creating problems for the remnants of the Empire. It could also have been because she left her post and what she mentions in this episode as early retirement.
How'd you end up here?
Let's just call it an early retirement.
We've seen the New Republic and politicians mentioned a couple of times, and it's not glowingly. Both the Empire and the New Republic have had a role to play in these wars, and it seems as if the people making the decisions in power aren't looked upon kindly, at least in this part of the galaxy. Also, one of my favorite moments is when she helps the Mandalorian take down the AT-ST, which was featured in The Return of the Jedi and also the Battle of Endor, where shock troopers like herself were part of the battle. Also, we get quite a few different alien species in this episode. As the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda are journeying on Sorgon, they arrive to a new cantina while they try to find new lodging. We get the hilarious moment when Baby Yoda passes a large and angry cat and is frightened when the creature becomes more aggressive. This creature is known to Star Wars fans as a LOF Cat, and such creatures have been seen previously on Star Wars Rebels. We also get to see there's another new alien species in the Klaatu-Inians who raid the village on Sorgon, terrorizing the farmers. They are a race that hails from the planet of Klaatu-In. A member of this race first appeared in Return of the Jedi, and Klaatu-Inians often work as bounty hunters, mercenaries, or henchmen as well. Overall, this episode had quite a few nice Easter eggs, and I don't think this is the last time that we have seen Omura and also Keira Dune. The cinematography in the show is really, really awesome and is elevating the show, in my opinion, to be one of the best shows on television, and you can really tell that they care about the mythos of Star Wars. Each episode enriches the universe and also expands and connects to the smaller parts of the universe to the greater whole. But what do you think? What were your favorite Easter eggs and Star Wars callbacks in this episode? Let me know in the comment section, and let's continue the discussion. Also, if you want to see more Star Wars content and more Mandalorian videos, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. I've spoken.